the churches worldwide share, along with all religious communities, a commitment to uphold the dignity of all. And that is a very spiritual framing for us, one that recognizes that God is the author of creation in our understanding, and therefore it is not up to us to decide who should receive privilege and who should not.
Bangladesh,
Hundreds of people.
arrests continuing.
Vishwas Prabhu.
Bangladeshi minorities.
One of the initial and perhaps very obvious starting points for us from a Christian perspective is the absolute foundational principle that we are called to show full care, compassion, and protection towards all those who God has created. That includes all of humanity and also the whole of creation, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom as well. So it's very hard to challenge that principle. So instead, what happens is, of course, people hijack different parts of Scripture in order to uphold one principle against another. But the fundamental principle is the churches worldwide share, along with all religious communities, a commitment to uphold the dignity of all. And that is a very spiritual framing for us, one that recognizes that God is the author of creation in our understanding, and therefore it is not up to us to decide who should receive privilege and who should not. The second point I wanted to make is just an awareness of some of the dangers of the freedom of religious belief agenda, which can be hijacked very easily by different governments for the benefit of self. And I would just urge all of us to be conscious, to be self-reflective on those challenges when our own government will also be a part of the problem, as well as perhaps have potential to be part of the solution. And I know that the West is very complicit in hijacking for agendas, for example, for Western values to be expanded, and I'm not proud of that in any way. In fact, I challenge that. So I think for every one of us from our different nationalities and traditions to be aware of when we challenge the principles that we're seeking for freedom of conscience and freedom of religion or belief, and when we are actually very, very desiring of their outworking. Finally, if we want to talk about what we can do, I wear two hats in particular. One is with the Anglican Church and the role of the Anglican Church in responding to the consequences of violence within all the countries where the Anglican Church is present, which includes Bangladesh, in fact. So there are levers that potentially could be pulled, although they'll be very, very small in comparison with others. But also with my Rose Castle Foundation hat on, we have many alumni who are in Bangladesh and who are working through university, media, and FBO institutions in support of these same principles. And I will definitely be drawing them into this combined effort to support those who are being persecuted within Bangladesh. Thank you.